Dr. Beaver here with Who's Your Chiropractor. Today we're going to go to Huntington University to get a baseline of my body fat by doing a Bod Pod test, as well as a VO2 Max test. I want to do both of these tests before and after a 3-month trial at Wabash Crossfit to give us some more interesting numbers than just looking at a scale. These tests are going to give us some really valuable information, and we're not having to go to a big city, but unfortunately we do have to go to Huntington, so I'm going to put on a brave face and head over there. Let's go. Here I am with Dr. Fred Miller getting into the Bod Pod. Be sure to not eat or exercise for 2 hours before the test. Also wear some tight-fitting underwear. I made the mistake of getting really worried that I needed 100% spandex, so I went to Walmart telling them I needed spandex, saying I don't care if it's women's, I just need something. So I wanted to apologize to those people that had to deal with me, but you can just wear some tight underwear, that's all that matters. If you're claustrophobic, you might have a problem with this, but you do have a nice large window, and you're only in it for a minute at a time. It really didn't bother me at all, mostly because I kept picturing myself like Vegeta in a healing chamber. So you might be asking, how can you measure your body fat by sitting in a tiny spaceship? The Bod Pod is like the underwater body fat measuring, but instead of water, it uses air. It figures your body density once it establishes your mass and the volume you occupy. Pressure changes it creates are only barely noticeable. This is an accurate test and agrees with underwater measuring of body fat within 1%. After this is done, we head over to test my VO2 Max. Dr. Miller decided to do a 7 mile/hour pace with a 1 degree increase on the incline for me every minute. You can run this test a lot of different ways, but Dr. Miller helps customize it to you to make sure you get what you need out of your VO2 Max. So here I am getting hooked up. I'm not gonna pretend like this is comfortable, but it's a 6 to 15 minute test. And it's not like you'd be comfortable by the end of it anyways, because the goal is to get your heart rate up. So all you really do is run. It's pretty boring, so we'll skip ahead.
5 minutes later.
Okay, still barely running and done. All right, now watch this drool. You've never had someone with this much drool.
No, I've had them all. First, we'll do your body composition.
Okay.
So this is your Bod Pod results. Usually people want to know what is my percent body fat. So you know right there it says 16.2.
Mm-hmm.
The percent fat-free mass includes muscle mass, blood, organs, things like that. It's mainly muscle mass. A couple other things on there people like to look at is what's my body fat rating? And you're in the moderately lean category, so fat level generally acceptable for good health.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if your percent body fat increases to 20.1%, now you're in excess fat. Okay.
All right.
So that's your Bod Pod results.
The easy test.
Yes. And then the one you just did here, the VO2 Max test. A lot of times people want to know what is my VO2 Max, because sometimes people will understand it. It's your VO2 Max is 48.3.
Okay.
That puts you in the 80th percentile, which is good.
Yeah.
Eat that, Carl Lewis!
Usually what I tell, especially my students, if your VO2 gets below 20, and this can happen in an older population, especially out of shape, then they're going to end up in a hospital. This VO2 Max test is actually one of the best indicators of your own overall health of your heart, your lungs, your blood vessels, and all that stuff. It's because you basically are breathing in oxygen, and that oxygen's got to get to all the active muscles. The one number I look for, well, there's 2 numbers I look for to see if you actually reach your VO2 Max. One is, did you reach your predicted heart rate max? And to calculate that, you simply take 220 minus your age.
Right.
So for you, that would be what, 192?
192.
And your heart rate got up to 194.
Okay.
So you reached your max heart rate. But again, that's a predicted max heart rate. So some people's max heart rate is actually above that calculated max heart rate, some below.
I felt like my heart rate got there. I just wasn't happy with how quickly it got there.
Yeah, I know. It got there actually quite fast. I was like surprised when it was already at 151 years. Like, wow, you're already up there. And then the other number I look for, which is more of a telltale sign, is this value here called the RER. It stands for respiratory exchange ratio. And basically, it's just a ratio of carbon dioxide produced versus oxygen consumed. And that once that number hits 1.1, that's usually an indication to you've kind of reached your max. You didn't get quite to 1.1. You got to 1.06.
So that's a way to tell if someone actually just stopped because they
didn't want to keep going.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I've had people stop where the RER value is less than 1. It's
Yeah.
around 0.99 or 0.95.
Yeah.
And that tells me that maybe they really did subjectively reach their max. Psychologically, they
But
just
they're
couldn't
not
handle
there,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
physiologically, they could go harder.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with these tests. Dr. Miller was very informative and helpful. He was actually so helpful that after the testing, he emailed me and sent me some research articles that said that because of my beard, my body fat might be 1% higher. I didn't really need to hear that. I've never been so mad at my beard, but like I said, I mean, he was just very helpful through the whole process and explaining everything and making sure that, you know, I was getting out of it what I wanted to get out of it. So if you are interested in either of these tests, I would really recommend doing both. With the Bod Pod, it's $40, but if you're part of a gym, they'll only charge you $20. And then with the VO2 Max test, it's $50 to get that done. But you really can't get that information any other way. So I mean, it's, you know, it's a really cool test to have offered, and you know, just in Huntington. I mean, you do have to go to Huntington, but if you are interested in these tests, just email Dr. Miller at the address below. I'll also put that in the description. If you do decide to do it, I'd really appreciate if you let him know that I was the one that sent you his way. Finally, if you know of any other tests like this that are happening around Wabash, please let me know in the comments below. I really want to try out all the different kind of testing like this that's happening around our area, surrounding areas. You know, these tests don't make you healthy by doing them, but the information that you get from them, you know, might be helpful for you realizing, oh, you know, I need to do this, this, and this, or, you know, I'm good here, but I need to work on this more. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be going back to Wabash CrossFit. I'll have some videos out about that. If you have any other questions, any other things that you'd like to see, please comment below, and I will see you later. Bye. Hi, Dr. Beaver here with Who's Your Chiropractor? God, what are you saying?